Jerome Powell is up. Today is FOMC. What will the Fed do? A lot of people are expecting 25 basis point rate cut, but with a capital B. Can Jerome finally concede to Donald Trump that he's not? But there are a lot of people saying is a 50 basis point rate cut on the table. Maybe they don't do anything. The markets are quietly waiting. Bitcoin's kind of flat. It's sitting at what, $92,000. Well, actually, yeah, 92.8. So Bitcoin is actually rallying. I stand corrected. It is currently popping a boner on the 5-minute candle, 92.888. Where will Bitcoin go? Do people know something we don't? We're going to have that coverage live. We'll share what the rate cut is. Also want to talk about tokenized assets, RWAs, and where can you make the most money there, and why the big banks are going all in. We have a lot to talk about on today's show. Gina, roll the intro.
Hola! It's your boy Big Rob back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. Here we take old, boring, and stale information. We do it better than nobody else. And we also do it in a fun, entertaining way. You know, we been waiting for this day. What is it, a month and a half now? Well, here we are. Fed rate cut. You know, a lot of people have gone numb to the talk of rate cuts, right? We always discuss, hey, when the rates come down, expect Bitcoin to rally. And the thing is that, you know, since the last rate cut, Bitcoin has essentially traded down. So it hasn't done what a lot of people have expected. And yet here we are again. So what I think is going to happen is that we're going to have some coiled up, built up energy. And instead of getting more drawdown in Bitcoin, as some people are alluding to, I think that the fact that we had a rate cut last cycle or last meeting and Bitcoin's traded down and we're going to get another rate cut, I would expect to get even bigger move to the upside because it's pretty much written in stone at this point that they're going to get a rate cut. 0.25 is what everyone's expecting. But I know David alluded to it. There are some rumors of a 50 basis, 0.5% rate cut. I don't see that happening. Probably not realistic, but there are some people that are saying that. If that happened, my God, you might as well just pencil in $95,000 Bitcoin right then and there, right? Am I right or am I right?
You're so right, man. There's Jerome Powell's image of him walking to the Fed building, getting ready to cut these rates. My boy looking jacked and juicy. I think that's a new tattoo on his hand there. And you know, it's crazy. One committee, 12 people, their decision can either make billions, trillions, or lose trillions. It's as Rob alluded to, the base case here is a 25 basis point cut. We're currently sitting between 375 and 400. And 89% thinks we're going to go down to 350 to 375, aka a 25 basis point rate cut. There are no numbers for a 50 basis point rate cut, but there's around 10% of people that believe we're not going to get any rate cut. In fact, the Fed's going to do nothing. Now, what do you think happens to the markets if the Fed comes in and pauses?
Oh man, you're going to get everything's going to sell down at least, right? A little bit. Maybe it's a short-term panic. We sell down and eventually bounce back. I don't think it's like anything like doom and gloom, like, you know, it's not going to screw the markets over in the long term, but you will get some red days. That's for sure. Today will be red. Tomorrow will probably be red. And then, we'd probably bounce back sometime over the weekend. But that would be awful. And that's actually something that's on the table, right?
You think that's more likely or 50?
Oh, yeah, that's more likely.
So it's more likely they don't do anything versus they cut 50.
And I think if they don't cut anything, it would be because of some internal beef with the president. Because Donald Trump came out yesterday, or I think it was yesterday, calling names to Jerome Powell. So maybe he gets tired of it.
Look at this really cool price action here. Isn't that so cool?
Damn.
It's literally erasing the last three candles.
Yeah, Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Well, what time? What time
is
frame
going
is that?
on? 5 minute.
Yeah.
What is this?
That's
It's
normal.
just-
That's normal in FOMC day, bro. Here's watch this video.
Oh
Ready?
man.
So let's see here. Let's rewind this thing. Oh, make sure I got my sound on. Is my sound on? Yep, my sound's on. What's going on?
We have a lousy Fed chair. And by the way, we have a lousy Fed chair. And by the way, it looks, you're going to have to check this, please. I just heard it could be that all 4 commissioners in the Fed signed by Biden, including Too Late. You know who Too Late is? Too Late, pal? Jerome Too Late. He's too late with his interest rates for a reason. He's a bad guy. He's not a smart guy, but he's a bad guy. Too Late. Is he going to lower rates a little bit finally? Did you see where Jamie Dimon, respected guy, said, you got to get the rates down, you schmuck, you know? But I hear that the auto pen may have signed those commissions. If they signed those commissions, now maybe I'm wrong, but we're going to check. Have you checked that? Are you hearing it? Who signed it? Did he sign it or did the auto pen sign it? I'm hearing the auto.
So what is it? What is he talking about? Well,
No idea.
what he's alluding to is that he's saying that 4 Fed chairs, all appointed by Joe Biden, were essentially pinned in by auto pen. Because basically the president puts forth the nominee and signs off on him, right? He's the final signature to say, like, hey, I'm appointing Jerome Powell to this position, or I'm appointing, this other Fed chair to this other position, this committee member. And what he's saying is that because it was the auto pen, that their positions essentially are null and void, that he can remove them from their position because they were never properly appointed. Do you think there's anything behind that, David? What do you think?
Well, it is Donald Trump we're talking about, so never say never. I don't know.
Let's say in theory. Let's just play like a game here.
Hold on, before we play this game, can we say thanks to Stake?
Yeah.
We want to give a big thank you. Today's show is brought to you by Stake.us, the #1 social casino in the entire world. If you're looking to have some fun, play some games, win some free Stake cash. They do giveaways all the time. They do free promo runs all the time. They do free roll poker tournaments all the time.
Love free.
Nut what?
It's not love free.
Yes. I thought I said nut free. Some people have nut allergies. And Stake, we're very sorry for today's sponsor segment, but we still love you. And we want to tell people that, hey, you can earn 1 free Stake cash every day just by logging in and claiming your free Stake cash. So thank you, Stake. Link in the description if you want to support the channel, sign up. What were you saying? We want to play a game? Love games.
Yeah. So there's games on Stake. Also, then here's a game we're gonna play.
Okay.
Let's say that the auto pen, the infamous auto pen that has its own portrait down in the White House lawn. Let's just say the auto pen.
Can we agree that that's the most gangster troll of all time?
It is
That's pretty gangster.
It's pretty good.
I mean, it's kind of messed up, but
Yeah.
it's pretty gangster. Anyways.
So the auto pen signed in and confirmed Jerome Powell.
No, not Jerome Powell.
No. He said and Jerome Powell because remember Joe Biden reassigned him because Donald Trump put him in first and then Biden put him in second.
I thought they do 6-year terms. Anyways, go ahead.
Even if he did the 6-year terms, Biden was there after. Anyways,
True.
Now, hear me out on this.
Okay.
Auto pen signed, confirmed. Jerome Powell. Donald Trump doesn't like Jerome Powell. He has come out and said before that if something was signed by auto pen, and he said this with some of the what is it when the pardons?
Executive orders?
Yeah, with the pardons, he basically came out and said, "Hey, some of these pardons, we're looking into them. They were signed by auto pen, so we don't think they're valid." And so he's trying to say the same thing about Jerome Powell. Yeah, Jerome Powell doesn't have much time in office, so by the time they go through the whole thing, he's probably gonna be done with it anyways. But no, in theory, they could just straight boot him out if Joe Biden didn't sign them. So what do you think would happen if he finds out that it was the auto pin? You think he goes through the loopholes of trying to get him out on a technicality?
Probably.
You think he's successful?
I think by the time it happens, Powell's going to be out anyways because his term's going to come to an end.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a very interesting question. We have a $5 super chat from Grid. 50 Cent still holds the biggest gangster troll ever for real. Started watching that documentary yesterday. Man.
How many episodes did you get in?
I finished the third one. Was the fourth one better? Which one's
The
the
fourth
best
one was the last one.
I know.
I think probably like the second one.
Second one was good with Tupac and Biggie. I grew up on Tupac. It's good music. Very interesting, though. Very interesting. I didn't. Anyways, we're not going to talk about.
You seen all the TikToks?
No.
A lot of TikToks where they're showing like people dancing, and then they're talking about, hey, my friend just died, and then they are like dancing.
Huh. No, I have not.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know. I know. I'm trying to figure out, how do I get? Can you use this web browser TikTok? Is that a thing?
TikTok.com. Okay. Good job.
There it is. I'm here.
Wow, look at that.
And then you got Diddy. Yeah, we'll just say Diddy here. See what pops up here. Oh, I gotta log in.
All right, that's gonna take forever.
Gina, hide my computer. I don't want anybody to see my email.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna kick it over to our man Brandon. What's up, bro?
What up?
What you got?
You know, I mean, right now, just like you said, the markets are pretty freaking, I don't know. I just think they're choppy. It's just weird price action, obviously, because it's just waiting for the news. We did get a big jump right here, but this is really nothing. And then it literally took it out with two big daddy candles right here. Big, you know, I don't even know. But it took it out right here. And now I'm just waiting to see I don't know. I'm just waiting for my setup to come. Like right here, I have my trend line drawn down here. This is the most prominent trend line that I can see. So I'm just waiting for a break below my trend line with a change of character, just like I always do. You know, that chach. You know, they call it the Chris, the chach, you know. And, yeah.
Yeah, people know, like, once on the FOMC day, there is a crap load of volatility. And so I would just tell people, be careful. I mean, look at these 5-minute swings. You had a 0.5% swing on a 5-minute, which is pretty big. And turn around and another 0.5% swing on the 5-minute again. And so what I would recommend to people is don't try to figure out which way it's going to go. Wait till we see the announcement first.
Yeah.
And then I think if they don't cut, I think everything's going to fall. And if they cut 25, I think we'll see a small pullback. If they cut 50, I think the markets are going to rally. I don't know. We'll see. At the end of the day, we're making educated guesses here. But I think we're going to get a 25 basis point rate cut. I do think it's already kind of in. Maybe we see a little bit of a pump. Maybe Bitcoin goes to like 94K, and then it'll come right back down to 92, 91. In my opinion, just don't think there's no like excitement, or there hasn't been any follow through on these price pumps. And so I'm curious to see how the markets will play out. Interesting if we do get a 50-point rate cut. I don't know if it's going to happen, but we've seen over the last few meetings that more and more of the governors, right, the presidents of the different feds across the country, the ones that get the voting rights or the power to vote, they're starting to kind of dissent with Powell a little more vocally. And so will they win out? Because you guys remember, it's not up to one person. It's a committee, right? Federal Open Market Committee. That's what FOMC stands for. All right, I did post an AMA up here, so I'm just going to roll down a question real quick. Greza said, where does Rob get his shirts from? My guess would be Baby Gap or probably Walmart. That would be my guess, but I'll let you ask. We'll get his answer in a little bit. And then Cricket said, not a question, but I hope all is well with you guys. All is great, my friend. Hope you're doing well. As also, I've missed a few shows because UPS. Because UPS is insane right now. I'm over being Santa. We love you, man. Thanks for bringing all the the parents who waited too long to buy Christmas gifts for their kids and they're scrambling last minute. And well, here comes my boy Crick Cats bringing in the goods for the people that need it. We appreciate it. And we're happy you're here, my friend. Thank you very much. All right. I do want to talk a little bit about midnight. So yesterday we said, wow, midnight's the only one in the red. And now we get to say, wow, midnight's the only one in the green. By a lot. It's up 57%. Let's see. Is this not in the top 100? What ranking is this? It says it's ranked 65. Where is Night here on CoinMarketCap? Night. Number 204. Interesting. Okay. Anyways, 24 hours seen a massive rally from around 3.9 cents up to 6.61 cents. And I wanted to share a video here from Mr. Hoskinson. Looks like he's creating his own little animal collection here. He's got the lobster. He's got a little bee. Back here looks like a cervix. Anyways, okay.
Take a look at tap tools. MINA number one, right there.
Wait, what?
And it's MINA number one, right there. MINA number one.
What is that?
MINA number one.
MINA number one. MINA. What is that? Thai, Vietnamese? Oh, it doesn't sound very Vietnamese. Maybe Thai. What do you think it is, guys? You think that's Thai or?
MINA number one. Right.
Maybe ask him what it is.
Yeah. Interesting.
Test it out.
Oh, he's saying midnight number one. Midnight number one. Definitely Thai. I mean, definitely Vietnamese for sure. All right. Anyways, I kind of want to hear it one more time, so I'll scroll to the very beginning.
Take a look at tap tools. MINA number one, right there. And it's sitting an overwhelming level of volume. And it's actually greater than the volume of every other Cardano native token combined. And the makers are just starting to turn on. The trading is just starting to happen. And the FDV is about 1.5 billion, which is, I think, worth more than all the other CNTs combined as well. So absolutely dominant on the chain. And it shows that Cardano can launch a multi-billion-dollar project on Cardano and get listed on Binance, starting with Alpha, and then as mainnet launches the other products. So take a
you know what I think? I think that, oh my God, HBAR said, I think he's been hanging with the lady boys a little too much. Okay. I think the timing of midnight, I know they've been working on it for a while, but no, they hand over, they do the whole governance, right? Voltaire, the last era of Cardano. They hand over the keys to the castle, to the people, right? To the community. And so now he's kind of like, hey guys, I'll contribute. I'll still be a spokesperson. I'll help out where it needs to be, but it's not really my thing anymore. And here's midnight. And we know Charles has talked about previously some of the decisions he made when they first launched Cardano and what he would do differently. I think he talked about the programming language Haskell and how he would maybe do that differently. And so I think Charles is looking at this as another challenge or maybe to prove himself. I don't know I'm not saying he needs to prove himself. I mean, the guy's accomplished something pretty amazing, but I think he's maybe looking to prove himself. And to the point he made about, midnight shows that Cardano native assets can get to 1 billion. I don't think that's a good, I don't like that because you're Charles Hoskinson, right? What tools do you have? Like the people that are coming to build, the average dApp developer, the person with a vision, they don't have the knowledge and tools and expertise with building on Cardano that you do. So I think it's a false equivalence to say that because Midnight was successful, launched 1.1 billion, that everyone can do it. I don't think that's true. I do think Midnight is going to be very successful. And so the redemption, I believe, begins today. And there is, I believe I have it. Let me pull this up and I will drop it in the chat. I have a link for you guys to go look at how to claim the token. Let me just pull it up real quick. And here we go. So this is, and I'll drop the link into the comment section for you guys so you guys can make sure you do this the right way and not mess up. Maybe we'll do a video on this as well. And so this is the site. I put it in the chat. If you scroll down, it kind of gives you, you know, what it means, a thought schedule, how it's going to work, and of course, how to redeem your night tokens. I think it should be somewhere. I thought it was somewhere down here. Anyways, it's on this page somewhere. Where is it? Jump to quartillion, choose the tokenomics, no features, no. Let's go back. It's here somewhere. Midnight TGE. Okay, hold on. This is really upsetting me right now. Pissing me off. There was a, oh, right here. Midnight.gd. Okay, so let me find the right one because I don't want anyone in our, there we go. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to delete the other one. Remove. Okay, Rusty posted in the Discord, so thank you for that, Rusty. For those of you that are in here that are not in our Discord, well, you should be. There's a link to redeem. It is live, and it kind of shows you the process of how to do it. Just make sure you don't connect to a BS domain, or you don't get phished or scammed, and hand over the keys to your wallet. Please be careful. Double check URLs. Don't click any links. Just always reference back to maybe the X handle, the website, before you connect your wallet to anything. But I think Midnight will be successful. And I got a decent amount from the airdrop and the glacier drop. I don't plan on really selling it anytime soon. And I don't even know where I stand as far as the thaw schedule. Am I in the first tranche, the second tranche? I don't know. But I'm going to go home and I'm going to connect my wallets and see where I stand. And I'll kind of give you guys the fill-in and let you know as soon as I do. I want to share this video. So this is has absolutely nothing to do with crypto. This is a life hack. Teeth whitening is very important. A lot of people are looking for that clear, bright white smile as we wait 2 more minutes for the Fed decision. And some people don't have the money to do it. Well, here is a beautiful life hack. So this is nail polish. Guys, ladies, gentlemen, if you're looking for white teeth, you don't have the money, you don't want to buy the strips, you don't want to do the laser or URD therapy, whatever the hell it's called, go ahead. Men, go into your lady's vanity, pull that drawer open, find that white nail polish, and go to work, my friends. It would help if someone back there would laugh, so... No, not the button. You, Gina. Thank you, Brendan. Appreciate you. You're hired. No, I don't like that. This is very interesting. Let me double check. Hold on real quick. Let me double check this. U.S. seizes oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. Wow. Okay. Jesus. I'm just going to refresh the page, seeing if we get that Fed rate cut. It's 10:59. You know what? I'm not going to get into any other news. We're just going to sit here and chill. And you know what, Gina? Can you go full screen on this real quick? All right. I'm just trying to pull up a chart here. Where is BTC? There we go. And Bitcoin dumping. Okay. Fed approves third rate cut, sees lower pace ahead. Okay. And Bitcoin, where are you? Bitcoin, where the hell is my trading view chart? Oh, right here. 92.7 is where we're at with BTC. Yeah, a lot of look at the volume here. I would not try to jump into a trade right now. I'll be honest with you guys. We don't know. We got what we expected, which was a 25 basis point rate cut. Okay. Now it's going to come down to Jerome Powell's press conference, what he's going to say. Let me go here and see. So divided Fed approves third rate cuts, sees slower pace ahead. Oh, okay. So maybe we get a dumpage. I don't know. I mean, I'm surprised this candle is still green. I think a lot of people right now are kind of trying to figure out what the hell does that mean? Does that mean no cuts again until obviously next year, but no cuts again until Q2? No cuts unless we see X data point. No cuts unless we see Y data point. I don't know, but you can see there is tons of volatility in this market right now. These are 1 minute candle, my friends, and we're seeing 0.5% moves on 1 minute candles. Those are absolutely massive. And you can see here, Bitcoin printing a blood diamond on the 1 minute, absolutely tanking $92,200. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Why are you yesing over there? You got in the trade?
My daily bias was bearish. So if it continues to go bearish, I will have a beautiful trade set up, and that will make me very happy. But right now, it's giving me the old dandelion treatment, and it's going straight back up and making a little flower at the top and leaving
that dandelion.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, are those the ones that you blow and they kind of go everywhere?
Well, usually when I get the dandelion candle, I try and blow a wish and like, ooh, please give me a good setup, and then it gives me like a hey, F you, and then I'm like, all right, never mind. My bad.
You're funny, bro. I like it. Okay, Brennan, what do you what's your gauge on what we're seeing? What's your strategy here? Are you know, the actual press conference is in 30 minutes. And a lot of people are going to be tuning in, trying to figure out, well, obviously what he says, but what does that mean? Does that mean they're not going to cut again? Does that mean they're going to cut soon? They're going to cut. So what's your strategy here? Are you kind of waiting to see what Powell says? Or are you trying to catch some of this volatility? What's kind of your strategy?
I mean, so this was like the time when, like, I don't know, it became really volatile around 11 o'clock. It's usually dangerous to trade in the biggest volatility part, because that's when it can do stuff like, ooh, big candle up here, and then massive candle that breaks through every single thing that we've seen all the way down here. So I'm really just waiting for the press conference. I think that's when we'll see like more steady price action. But I mean, if I get a good setup, there's no reason why I wouldn't get in. But in my head, I think it's a little too dangerous, so I probably will just chill out and let's see what the market does for me. I just want to see some better price action. There hasn't been good price action all day. You can see right here, it just looks like a bunch of little looks like some little tiny mountains. It's not doing anything. Made a big move, made a huge move down, and then this candle literally finished indecisive as all hell right here. I mean, it did finish up at where it opened, but
that's that good old dragonfly doji.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just think that I think personally, me, on most news days when there's big news like the FOMC or any other type of big news, I'm bearish usually, because I don't know, especially if it's Trump, a lot of stupid stuff happens. We love Trump, but a lot of dumb stuff happens, and it usually goes bearish. So my bias for the day is bearish, and if it continues to go down, I'm looking for a bearish setup. And if that doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen, and I can obviously see, okay, well, it's moving up. Let's just go for a little bit of a bullish setup today. But right now, I'm just waiting for some more steady price action. Like we saw 1, 2, 3, 4 weird candles, and now it's going back to the chopping small moves. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. You know what they say, Brennan? They say that on big news days, the first move you see is going to be the continuation. So if you take a look at this chart here, the first move obviously was down. Okay. We'll probably see a relief rally. And the idea, the thesis is you follow up on the first move. And so if we do get a rally, you sell that rally. If the move was up, you buy the dump on that second leg. So essentially it comes in 3 legs. First leg is your true north, where the price action is going to continue. Your second leg is a reversal, and the third leg is the actual move. And so if that is true, we might rally back up to 93.5K, and then potentially, again, if it's true and if it plays out, come back down to sub 90K. I think that's a real possibility. I think the tone is going to be, in my opinion, I think the tone from Powell is going to be fairly hawkish. If you read the headline here, there was another headline. You know what? Here, let's see what changed in the Fed statement. Available indicators suggest that economic activity has been expanding at a moderate pace. Job gains have slowed this year, and the unemployment rate has edged up through September. So they got rid of but remained low. Interesting. Okay. More recent indicators are consistent with these developments. Inflation has moved up since earlier in the year and remains somewhat elevated. The committee seeks to achieve maximum employment and inflation at a rate of 2%. Uncertainty about the economic outlook remains elevated. They're attentive. In support of its goals and in light of the shift in the balanced risks, the committee decided to lower the target price range for federal funds rate by 0.25 percentage point to 3.5 to 3.75%. Wait. Okay, so they were going to do that. Okay. And considering the extent and timing of additional adjustments to the target range for the federal funds rate, the committee will carefully assess incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks. Oh, very interesting. Look what was crossed out here. The committee decided to conclude the reduction of its aggregate securities holding on December 1st. Okay. That's... You know what that means, right? That means that line was in there originally, that they were going to end QT, and that line was removed. Okay. I think there's going to be a lot of questions about this in the press conference. Be ready. And if he says we decided that we're going to continue to, essentially do quantitative tightening, you're going to see the markets, I think, dump. I think you'll see Bitcoin back at 86K. I'll be keeping my eye on this, man. And so the committee strongly committed to supporting maximum employment, yada yada. Here's one thing they added. The committee judges that reserve balances have declined to ample levels and will initiate purchases of shorter-term treasury securities as needed to maintain an ample supply of reserves on an ongoing basis. Also very interesting. Okay. Voting for monetary policy action, withdrawing policy, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so that is your FOMC, your Fed statement. I want to see, there was something about how many people were dissenting against Jerome Powell. And so, I don't know, maybe he comes out and he's a little more hawkish during the press conference because a lot of his colleagues were pushing back on not cutting deeper than a 25 basis point rate cut. I don't know. My bet is we see a flush to the downside. I think Powell's going to be definitely a lot more hawkish. We'll see, though. And we'll see if this strategy plays out. The first move is the real move. What do you think, Brandon? You think the first move is going to be the real move? I know we're kind of taking educated guesses here, man, but I don't know. I think we get a washout down to like 86, 87K.
I'm on Solana. Hold on. Yeah, I agree. I think you're right. Obviously I said that my daily bias was bearish anyways because of the big news and a lot of that. But it did show me, if what you're saying is correct, then if it did show me that this would be the first move of the day, that to the downside. And then, it's doing exactly what you said. This is the second leg back up to the upside. And then after that, it could very well push right back down to the downside and show us exactly what we were looking for. So it's really just a waiting game right now with just waiting for the real conference to start. And that's when I think we'll see better price action and better moves just like this with some volatility, but not as big and better than this.
Yeah.
So I think it's good. I think it will push down and we'll see exactly what we're looking for.
Okay. All right. Man, I don't think we're going to be covering the press conference here. I think we're going to actually be ending here soon. But I'll be keeping my eye out. And, you know, Brennan, if you want to be in the Discord while the press conference is going on, maybe share some updates, maybe some trade setups. I think helping people make money during these volatile times would be good. Just you got to be very careful. And for me, at least, if I'm entering in any trade, I am definitely entering with a stop loss and monitoring that stop loss in case it goes the complete opposite way and it goes quickly. You want to make sure that stop gets hit. I want to talk a little bit about tokenization. So this was posted by Securities. Tokenization today is roughly where the internet was in 1996. This is from Larry Fink, chairman and CEO of BlackRock. He said, quote, if history is any guide, tokenization today is roughly where the internet was in 1996 when Amazon had sold just $16 million worth of books and 3 of the rest of today's magnificent 7 giants hadn't even been founded yet. Tokenization could advance at that pace of the internet faster than most expect with enormous growth over the coming decades. Guys, and this is a direct, obviously, a direct correlation to blockchain and crypto. Then you have this. JP Morgan stock rallies after unveiling its 2026 plan focused on blockchain and RWA tokenization. And well, here is their stock shooting up. What do they say? Or it doesn't say a percentage, but it rallied. You see the little one day, although it's not that big of a rally. But either way, guys, the banks are coming and RWA is going to be very important. Now, you look at this list and you say, okay, top RWA protocols. I think the safest play, okay, in my opinion, your safest play, the play that's not going to retire or that's not going to require you to do a lot of research, that's not going to require you to pick a winner, that's not going to require you to put $1,000 into 10 different projects and hope one of them is the chosen one. I think the safest and the most no-brainer play is Ethereum. Just buy and hold Ethereum if you're bullish on RWAs, because that is the deepest in terms of liquidity, in terms of stable coins, in terms of everything, layer one. And are we going to see the same thing with tokenization that we're seeing with stable coins, where these banks and institutions, we get so excited about it, but they end up just doing their own thing, making their own stable coin instead of using one that already exists, creating their own layer one instead of leveraging one that already exists, like Circle, like Stripe. Maybe PayPal does it. Maybe Robinhood does it. We don't know. For tokenization, what layer one will these settle to? Sure, you can argue that they can also create their own layer one for settlement. But when you talk about liquidity, security, developers, everything, I think Ethereum stands at the very top of that mountain. I do think Solana is a great backup option. But at the end of the day, sure, you can go down this list and we take a look here. We got Chainlink, Stellar Lumens, you got Avalanche, Hedera, right? A VeChain, XDC, which I like XDC, by the way. Maple, Plume. I mean, sure, you can try to go down this list and say, which one do I think is going to really, really be a benefactor to this RWA and this tokenization boom? You can do that, Ondo, and you could maybe get lucky and make some money. But if you want to just set it and forget it, there's nothing wrong with doing both. Maybe you have a majority of your RWA bag in Ethereum and Solana, and then maybe you have a 10% allocation to the smaller projects. Whatever your strategy is, I think the safest play is to just stick money into ETH and or Solana. I think those are going to be at the forefront of the tokenization boom, which I do think there's going to be a tokenization boom. It's just a matter of time. Can it be, like Larry Fink said, over the next decade? Could we start seeing it over the next month, a year? I don't know. But at the end of the day, you want to have some sort of allocation and exposure to the world of real world asset tokenization, because it's coming. It's going to happen. It's going to happen very fast. And then I want to share this here as well. Vivek Ramaswamy, his company Strive is going to raise $500 million to buy more Bitcoin. And so I'm not sharing this to say that, oh, Bitcoin's going to go up. I'm just letting you know that no matter what we say or what we think or what we see on X, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, companies with a lot of money are still buying a lot of Bitcoin. Just speaking of Bitcoins, keep just kind of peeking our heads into the chart here. Bitcoin's at 93,000, seeing a decent rally here. Again, this is on the 1 minute. From about 10 minutes ago, this thing has rallied 1.5%, a pretty good size move. But again, just be careful. Trying to see if there's any pattern here. I guess, no patterns. Anyways, guys, that'll do it for the show today. Be careful if you're going to trade. There's going to be volatility. His conference starts in about 15 minutes. If you want to try to make some money, catch some of the volatile moves to the upside or downside, watch the press conference and have that chart right next to you. And we'll be in Discord trying to stay active and kind of posting what we're doing. If I get into any trades, I'll just it'll be something very quickly. But anyways, thank you guys very much. Jake, roll the outro. We appreciate all of you. We love you. And we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Sin City Crypto. Cash is Cuvée. Yeah. Sin City Crypto. Everybody know what we here for. Entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in. For big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I split the game, but they gave it. Name the coin, it's your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy a dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming, hola, till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger tornado close ya.